Hello friends, followers and channel members, welcome back to another quick video here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the newly released stable version of the FlyByWire A32NX. Yes, we're now on the new stable build, which is version 0.9.1, and this has some quite new features which you may have seen before in the experimental and the developmental version, but if you only use the stable version, then there are a few things you now need to be aware of. Like all FlyByWire updates, this is done via the FlyByWire installer, updating to the latest stable build. If you are using one of the other versions, then of course with the simple click of switching versions, you can now just select this. What this will do is it will not only download the stable build of the FlyByWire, but it's now also going to download something called SimBridge. So those who have been using the developer version and the experimental version will be familiar with SimBridge already, but if you only use the stable build, this will be new to you. SimBridge is just a small external program that runs in the background, and it allows the A32NX to utilize things like company routes, FlyPad local charts, the external printer, but more importantly, this SimBridge is now responsible for handling the MCDU remote display. So if you want to pop out your flight computer onto an external browser or a tablet or your phone, SimBridge has to be running for you to be able to do this. Now, by default, SimBridge will automatically start when you fire up your PC, unless you disable this using the auto start function. Myself personally, I don't like things starting in the background without me knowing about it unless I particularly want it, so I have disabled the auto start. It's not an issue though, because all you'll need to do if you are flying the A32NX is just open up the FlyByWire installer, start SimBridge, and then away you go. It's running in the background. The new electronic flight bag version 3 is incredibly well designed, and it's just ergonomic in the way everything's laid out. If you have it set in the options to automatically import your SimBrief data, then when you turn on the flight bag, everything is there waiting for you. Working down the left hand side of the menu, you can see everything that you will need to complete your flight. There's your operational flight plan. You then have your payload screen. You can access the different services. It's got a built-in pushback system complete with overhead view, so you can see where you are. The refueling is done separate to the payload of the passengers and the cargo, and this is something that I really like and I think does better than the Phoenix A320, the fact that both fuel and payload are separated out independently, so you can load them when you wish. There's then the performance calculator, so you can work out your top of descent and landing information. You've also got Navigraph charts available to you as well. Of course, you need a Navigraph subscription to take advantage of this page. Once you've found the charts that you need, you can also pin them, which will then make them available here on the home page of the flight bag. For those of you flying on VATSIM as well, you can also pick up the ATC that is available using this page, so you can, instead of having to tune the radios down below, just set your current frequency or standby frequency using the flight bag. A full range of checklists is also included, so you can go through and tick these off. You can actually physically tick these off as well if you wish. On the final page, you can also save a preset of your aircraft state in terms of its interior lighting. Rather than you having to go through and set up the aircraft lighting every time, do it once, save it as a preset, and then it's just a one-click option to be able to restore that lighting. Please bear in mind, however, this only works when your aircraft is fully powered. If once you've got the aircraft powered up, you want to use the MCDU on an external browser or a phone or tablet, you need to make sure that the new SimBridge external program is running in the background. It literally only takes a second to start, and you can see that that's running. What you will need to do then is just minimize the installer, and SimBridge will be running in the background and should also be shown in your desktop tray. You can then check the local port address you need just by navigating to the settings menu and going to Sim Options, and the external SimBridge port for me here is 8380. That is what it's set to by default. Obviously you can change this if you need to. Then all you need to do is type in this link into your browser and it should come up and you will have the external MCDU available. One of the other big changes you may notice when moving on to this new stable build is that the flight computer has been given a huge upgrade. This means that you get better leg and navigation management, but it also might mean that you may see things such as flight plan discontinuities. This is simply a break in the flight plan, usually found between the end of the SID and the next part of your flight plan, or sometimes as well at the start of the STAR, the standard arrival route. This, it's very important to be aware, is not a bug, and it is something that happens in real life. These discontinuities are just things that need cleaning up, and as you can see here, as I flick through and show you here on the map, we can see that it results in a literal gap in the flight plan. All we will need to do is just join the two waypoints together. This is done just by removing the discontinuity. In order to do that, come down to your MCDU, press the clear button on the bottom right, and then simply select the flight plan discontinuity. That then removes it and it joins the rest of the flight plan up. It's worth noting, however, sometimes you may get discontinuities that you cannot remove. These are normally preceded by a manual message in your flight plan, and this is a manual sector, which in real life means that air traffic control would give you the pilot vectors to fly, so you would continue to fly on the current heading or track that your chart tells you to until being told otherwise by ATC. The latest stable build also has realistically simulated flight control computers, so the ELACs, the SECs, the FDCDs and the flight augmentation computers are now fully realistic. The team have also improved the hydraulics simulation across all aspects of the aircraft. One thing this does mean is that when you're airborne and your landing gear is retracted, if you check out the hydraulics page on the ECAM, you will probably see that the green reservoir looks a little lower than the others. This isn't anything to be concerned about, and this is also something that the real aircraft does. The team have also added more realism to the primary flight display. As well as this, they have also made it more performance friendly, meaning you should be getting a little better FPS. I have to say that when I loaded it in here to record the video, the first thing I noticed was just how smooth the simulator was running. It is really, really good. And when you compare this to the likes of other aircraft with similar high fidelity models, then I still think the fly-by-wire leads the way in terms of performance. But I'd love to hear what you think when you compare the fly-by-wire to things like the PMDG and the Phoenix aircraft and other high quality add-ons. Of course, a full changelog of the latest stable build is available in detail on the Fly-by-Wire's website, so there is a link to that posted in the video description if you want to go and check that out. This latest stable build release from Fly-by-Wire is indeed just another milestone in an absolutely amazing journey. We also know that the A380 is on its way from Fly-by-Wire, but sadly no timescale has yet been delivered, although we have seen some amazing footage of the progress the team have been making. So let me know down in the comments below how you're getting on with this latest stable build release and how you're enjoying the Fly-by-Wire A32NX. Thank you so much for watching. If you have found this video useful, then please do hit that like button, and of course if you are new to the channel, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any future video content or live streams. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye bye for now.